To create cornrows, let's use our Paint Effect to Curves tool to quickly draw our path curves. Set the mesh, and then switch the paint mode to Auto Convert to Curves and click Paint, then start drawing on the mesh. Sculpt our path curves so they sit a bit higher from our mesh. This is just to demonstrate how we can quickly get our cornrow curves. Here I have a few pre-made curves. Let's open our Braid and Curl tool, create a braid. The first thing to do is to determine the knot frequency. Cornrows have higher amount of knots. Let's increase it. Adjust the scale and the tube size accordingly. If you're going to use Xgen's tube groom, we can also check to see if the geometry is intersecting with the mesh. Sculpt it away a little if need to. With our geometry in place, let's open the Cornrow Creator. Select the braid layer to show the controls. We also need to set a mesh and click on the Create Work Planes buttons. Right away, we will see 2 work planes generated on each side of the cornrow. You can play with the flip, width, or the shifts of each work plane if needed. The shift will depend on the style of your cornrows. Set them back to 0 for full coverage. Click on Create Cornrow Curves to generate our curves. You will have curves automatically created based on the width and facets of the work planes. The per face slider controls how many curves are created for each facet. If we lower it to 1, we can see 1 facet creates just 1 curve. Let's set it back to 3 for this demonstration. The spread sliders controls how curves from each facets are spread apart or clumped together. The outer side of the work plane is the root, and towards the path curve is the tip. Let's hide the work planes for better visibility. So if we adjust the spread root slider, notice the outer side of the curves would react to it. And if we adjust the spread tip slider, only the inner side of the curve would react. We can also randomize these curves by using the fan random and the fan seed sliders for more coverage. We also have controls for curvatures. Let's hide our geometries for better visibility. The curvature shift controls the point where the curvature takes place. We can shift it towards the root or the tip. Then we have the curvature Y slider, which controls the bending forward or backward to our path curve. The curvature Z slider controls the bends outward or inward from our path curve. To modify the shape of our cornrow curves, there are 2 ways to do it. First is to use the built-in quad draw buttons. When clicked, it will automatically enter the quad draw tool on either of the work plane. We can then edit these work planes to shape our cornrows. We can then click on the Create Cornrow Curves button. It will remember the settings we have set before. We can see the side curves are now updated to our work planes. Click on Quad Drawby button to modify the other side. One thing to be aware of, since we are using Maya's Quad Draw tool, when you exit, please be careful that the base mesh will still be set to live, and moving other objects will still snap to this geometry. Make sure to turn the live mode off before moving nodes in scene. Let's create another cornrow. This time, we will use the Copy and Paste button to transfer the shape from one cornrow to another. Make sure to have our first cornrow selected and click on Copy. Then, select our second cornrow layer and paste. Adjust the shape with the Strand Editor or the Interactive Curve tool if needed. Back to our Cornrow Creator UI. Select our second cornrow. Since it's a different layer, we need to also set the base mesh to this cornrow. Create our work planes for this layer. We can see due to the coiling shape, the work planes are overlapping. Let's reduce the width of the work planes to compensate for that. We can always adjust them using the Quad Draw tool. I like to reduce the width of our first cornrow slightly. Something to note, When any of the work plane controls are adjusted, the work planes will be reset and our previous work on the work planes will be reset as well. With our cornrow in place, let's work on our work planes again. To jump between work planes, we can either select the work planes or the path curve in object mode. We can choose to go into the wireframe mode so we can see the connections of the work planes between cornrows better. Instead of using the quad draw tool, the second way to edit these work planes is just moving the vertex directly. If we do that, notice that our work plane are no longer attached to the base mesh. We will need to set our base mesh to live mode manually. This is important to ensure that the curve's root will be snapped to the base mesh when generated. Selecting component and move can be slow. We can also use the tweak mode to edit our work planes. Now, if we regenerate both cornrow curves, they will be updated to our new work plane shape. What about the starting area of the cornrows? We will be using our flow creator to help with that. Since cornrows are usually quite thin, we will just create one single layer for each strand. With the default value, we can see the offset value is too strong. Lower it so it feels that the curves are being tightly pulled. Repeat this process for the other two strands. Once we are done, we can extract both flow curves and cornrow curves, and ready to be further refined or be used in our grooming software.